Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. It is time for another success story. I have gotten some good feedback from you all who have heard some of the success stories from people that are in the Simple Programmer audience that have been following the videos or following the blog or read some of my books and stuff for some time. And I want to give you some more of these to motivate you, to show you what people can do. This is awesome. Some of you guys impress the shit out of me by what you're able to accomplish. I've had my own story. You can check out my story on when I was 7 years ago. You know, it's possible. I want to do more of these videos, and I want to show more of your successes because I want to show you what's possible. I want you to believe it. Once you believe it's possible, damn, the world fucking opens up, and the possibilities open up. When I didn't understand about entrepreneurship and building a business and not working a regular 9-to-5 job and all these stuff, when I didn't think that was possible, it wasn't possible. But once I started seeing people doing this, once I started understanding this, once I started to really realize that I could actually build a business, I could actually do this kind of stuff. And when I started investing in real estate, that's another example. It became possible, and it opened up a whole wide world to me. And so one of the biggest things that we got to do is we got to break through that barrier, those limiting beliefs where we don't think this shit is possible. And when we see other people do it, when we see their stories, when we see their six-pack abs, right? We believe it now, and then we believe it's possible for us. And that's like the formula. That's the key ingredient in order to be successful and to go down that path. So this is from Shawn, okay? And he comments on the videos as, I think, let me see what it was. We've seen him here. I'm sure he'll comment on this video. Why can't I find this? So, here, skip MBA. I come from a pretty poor background in India. We lived in a building where we shared a single toilet/washroom with 4 other families on the floor. Get that, okay? Think about that. Let that sink in, all right? But my dad worked his ass off and saved up money to get us out of there. Things were finally going well, but in 2005, tragedy struck our family when my older brother fell through a roof and got paralyzed. Okay, pretty much lost all our savings. I was 16 and was pulled out of school. We moved back to the same building for the next 2 years. I helped my family try and pick up the pieces. Finally, I made my way to Canada. How I did, that's an entire story on its own. Okay. So he says, I was 18 though, and high school wouldn't accept me back. They said I needed to go to adult high school, which would take another 2 years. Okay, but I managed to find a loophole that allowed me to get into a university as long as I aced 3 math courses, but needed to figure out how to pay for it. I got a job as a night shift janitor in the same building that I had all my classes. It's like, what's that? Good Will Hunting, right? Nobody knew, but I missed most of my morning classes. Wow. I was working my ass off. My grades were spectacular, but my fitness was deteriorating. I was like, Shawn, you can't have it all: fitness, career, good grades. But I still wanted it all. All right. I love that attitude. Fuck. All right. I felt guilty for that. I was a math major but wanted a job as a software developer. So during my night shifts as a janitor, I started reading programming blogs and watching video tutorials. Okay, this is where we get into the Simple Programmer. That's when I stumbled upon SimpleProgrammer.com. I initially came to Simple Programmer to improve as a developer, but then I was like, this John Sonmez guy, he wants it all. That's right, and he's taking it all. I resonated with that strongly, and if John could be a successful programmer, entrepreneur, and have a shredded/muscular body, why couldn't I? I stopped feeling guilty for wanting it all, and I just went for it. Fuck yeah. That is the attitude to have, man. So many people with the victim mentality, so many people with the I can't do it, or it's too hard, or it's not fair mentality. You want it all and you just take it all. That life will give you whatever you ask for it, right? There's that poem that whatever you would ask, that's what life will give you. That's what I've learned. Okay. Knowing that it will be a slow grind, but that eventually I'll get there just like John did. Fast forward a few years, I landed my first software developer job, and that summer switched to computer science program, got a BS and MS in computer science, and landed a 6-figure job as a product manager, and managed to go from fat geek to relatively lean muscular geek. And he's got some pictures. I'm going to put the pictures in here. You can check out those pictures. Now, I just want you guys to resonate, to realize at the beginning of this, Shawn was talking about living in a basically a fucking hut, a building that they shared a bathroom with 4 other families, okay, in India. And he got a few years, right? I mean, you saw my transformation. He went from, and you can see the pictures there, he went from fat, from poor, from, you know, a third world country, okay, to software. Is India a third world country? I think it is, okay? Anyway, excuse my ignorance, okay? Anyway, he went from that to 6-figure job in Canada, I guess, or yeah, it must be Canada. That's insane, okay? That's insane. That's crazy, okay? This can happen. What was he doing? He was a fucking janitor. He was at night reading books on programming and watching videos and learning how to program. This can be your life. This can if he can pull this out, right, and do this, you can do this, okay? This is why I get psyched up by this stuff. This is like awesome. All right, so I'm gonna link to his blog post. He has, you can read the whole story here, and he's got the story here, how I went from a janitor and dropout to MSc degree in six-figure salary. Over the years, Simple Programmer has inspired me to be everything I want to be and never settle. I've learned career tips, fitness tips like intermittent fasting, real estate versus renting tips, the power of a blog, and more. I actually started skipmba.com. We'll link to that too, or I guess that's probably his site where the article is. After taking John's advice, I'm still nowhere close to where you are, John, and I have a slow and long road ahead of me. But you've been a virtual mentor who didn't know I even existed. Dude, awesome. And you know, I appreciate you giving me part of the credit. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I could be helpful to you in your life. This is what I live for. This is what I do this for, honestly. But man, you did awesome. It's that attitude, guys and gals. Like, think about this, right? What did Shawn say? He's like, I felt guilty for, I wanted it all, right? That's it. Like, you can have it all, right? There's no reason why people can have to pigeonhole you or put you in a box and say, you can't do this, you can't do that, right? Everything that you go after in life, whatever you ask of life, whatever the price that you ask, that's what you'll pay. That's what you'll get, okay? So you got to decide, all right? And don't count yourself out. I mean, you know, Shawn's story is awesome, but you know, I think Malcolm Gladwell would say he's an outlier, but that's fucking bullshit, okay? Anyone can do that. Anyone can do what Shawn has done if they have the attitude, if they're willing to put in the work, if they're willing to put in the effort, right? I'm not saying that there aren't disadvantages. I'm not saying that the cards can't fall against you. I'm not saying that at all. But it's a mindset. It's a mentality. It's you defining your level of success, right? That's what's so important. So thanks for saying this, Shawn. Go check out his blog. Go read his story. You know, give him a thumbs up here on the video and encouragement, and tell him that he's inspired you, because that's really cool stuff. And you know, I wish you well. I wish all of you well, that you'd follow in his steps and realize that this is possible. Again, this is why I share these. You know, I do have a bit of an ego. I do like to get those share those emails, but it's really, you know, to let you know that this is possible, because it's not me, it's Shawn. Shawn did this, right? I just showed him the way, but you've got to you always have to take the steps. No one can ever do that for you. So, you know, and I'm still learning. I'm still growing myself. You know, I hope that I can do a video in 6 years and show what a loser I was now, okay? That's what my dream for myself, that's my dream for you. That's what we should all be striving for. All right, that's all I got to say for today. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.